What's up, bros? I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Caleb.
We are a couple of bros on a mission to give you guys the most detailed movie reviews out there with as little bias as possible. Welcome to the All Bros. This week on the podcast, we'll be talking about a big release in 4K Spotlight that maybe if I watch it a second time, I might change my mind on. I mean, I know I could have done that on Disney Plus, but I still haven't done that yet. But yeah. And then for Through the Wall, we got a video game that we want to talk about, or mostly that Caleb wants to talk about.
It's an interesting one, to say the least. It's like, the game is, I'm not excited for as much as I am, like, it's actually, we'll talk about it, we'll get into it.
All right. And then after that, we'll be moving on to our headliner, which, change of plans with that. So we were going to do The Woman King, but now we'll be Hocus Pocus in preparation for the sequel. So yeah. Caleb, what do you say we get started?
I say, let's do it.
Hey guys, I'm Crash, host of the podcast Crash and Taz's Movie Cellar. On our show, me and my co-host pick a new movie each week and rate each movie on a few categories that we think are important to making a great movie. After we rate the movie, it gets a final rating, and that lands it somewhere on our cellar scale, where it will get labeled as either a well, premium, or a top shelf film. Catch us on platforms like Spotify, Google, Amazon Music, and more. And don't forget to follow us on social media. On Instagram as Crash and Taz's Movie Cellar, it's Crash, the letter N, Taz Movie Cellar, with underscores in between each word, and on Facebook, Crash and Taz Movie Cellar. Where you, as a listener, can suggest movies for us to rate, and also give us some constructive criticism to make the show more entertaining. Overall, don't forget to follow or subscribe, and rate and review us, and get ready for an entertaining show with us. See you guys then.
All right, so first up, 4K Spotlight. This week coming out will be Thor: Love and Thunder. So if you guys haven't picked up, wow, it's not even out yet, Jonathan, you dumbass. If you guys haven't been able to watch it yet, or if you haven't watched it on Disney Plus yet, here's your chance to own it on 4K. So we'll be getting just a regular Blu-ray and 4K release, of course, along with a Best Buy exclusive steelbook, shocker, which of course I already pre-ordered because it doesn't matter even if I hate a Marvel movie, which I haven't hated one yet.
Yeah, I was going to say, why the hell are you bringing that up? This movie wasn't horrible.
No, it's no Thor, Dark World. It's not Thor Dark World.
True.
But I own that on 4K Steelbook too, because I'm a completionist. I have to have all the MCU movies on 4K Steelbook. But yeah, so I of course have already pre-ordered this. It's awesome because I love the cover art actually because I think this was the teaser poster when it's Thor in his sleeveless red jacket holding Stormbreaker and he's freaking standing on top of a cliff and holding Stormbreaker to the sky and just there's lightning all around. Do you remember that teaser poster at all?
Yes, I'm looking at it right now and it is freaking sick.
Right? It's a great steelbook. Great choice of cover art for the steelbook. So I mean, honestly, I doubt you guys will even have to pre-order this. Usually Marvel steelbooks, they always have a shit ton in store the first day. I don't know, it might sell out within the first day, but I think as long as you go out if you want it and get it at least the first week, you should be good to go. You shouldn't have any problems. With other exclusives, so yeah, I'm pretty sure that Target is just done with their digipacks because I haven't seen one since. Was it Lightyear or was it the last Marvel movie? I can't remember. Anyway, so yeah, no Target exclusive, but we are getting another Disney Movie Club exclusive. It's just an exclusive slipcover. And for the longest time, it used to be that this was the only way that you could get a slipcover on a Blu-ray, is if you got it through the Disney Movie Club. But it seems that might change after Thor: Love and Thunder, because the regular Blu-ray release of this, from the looks of it, does come with a slipcover, so it's really weird. But at least the slipcover with this one is definitely different from the regular version, because the regular version is just the poster, whereas the Disney Movie Club one is literally I've never seen this poster, so it's a brand new release to me. But it looks really cool. So if you guys want to go about that, you can get that from the Disney Movie Club. The Disney Movie Club is like so weird because like I signed up for it and it's pretty cool. But so you're shipped, how many is it? I think it's 4 free movies. You choose 4 movies. I think it's like for $1. But then you have 2 years to purchase. It's either 4 or 5 like titles from them, whether it be their featured titles or just titles they have on their website. And like usually they range from like $25 to $30.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, and they're pretty
you
cool
said
editions.
In the span of a year or
2 years.
2 years?
Yeah.
That's nothing.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it's pretty, and like honestly, because I picked up, even though I got the Steelbook, I also got the exclusive Lightyear cover, just because that was the only way that you could actually get a slipcover for that one. But yeah, I mean, if you don't, what's the word? If you don't purchase the 5 movies within 2 years, you are charged for all of the movies that you got for $1. So that would rack up pretty fast, considering those are all about like $25. But I mean, some of the movies that are on there, it's your only way to get them on Blu-ray. Like I was able to get Holes and a Goofy movie, and that's the only place that you can find those movies on Blu-ray.
Damn.
Yeah,
that's not a horrible deal. Like when you
I like it so far. Yeah, and like honestly, after you do those 5, I can't remember if it's 4 or 5. But anyway, after you've done that, you've completed your what you need to do. There's no membership fee. You're just free to use it as much as you want.
Nice.
So I think it's pretty cool.
That sounds really cool.
So and. With every, seems like with almost every like movie club exclusive that you get like a free lithograph. So
that's not bad.
Like, yeah, because I just barely got Lightyear, and it comes with a lithograph of him like shooting his laser towards Zurg.
That is cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm pretty
not...
happy so far.
I mean, it's not like a huge thing, but it's just like one of those, like, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Lithographs are always cool. Then one more exclusive.
Damn you, Rose. Oh, one more Thor: Love and Thunder?
Yeah. Oh. It's still Thor: Love and Thunder. So I was thinking, wait, what the hell did I do?
I was going to say, like, you son of a bitch. Like, I asked you. Never mind. Disregard that.
Okay, so final exclusive for Thor: Love and Thunder, and it's a Walmart exclusive, and this is just what Walmart's been doing, and it's just weird. What the hell? I didn't click on that.
What?
I freaking clicked on the picture of Thor, the exclusive, and apparently like it pushed it down really fast, and so it made me click on a freaking eBay ad for a freaking Stonehenge thing. What the hell am I going to do with that shit?
Get hell.
Anyway, the Walmart exclusive of Thor: Love and Thunder comes with a limited edition enamel pin of the hammer.
You can give this shit all you want. I will say this. What I really appreciate about that is that pin matches almost exactly to the pins that I got when I bought Marvel's Avengers.
Okay, fair.
And so it feels like I could add that to my collection of pins, and feel like I have like a Jane Foster Thor pin. Am I going to? No, but
I was gonna say, is Caleb about to buy a physical media?
no,
Or buy physical media?
I mean, if I wanted it that bad, I think I'd go on eBay and try and find someone selling just the
Freaking
pin.
knew it. Ah, you asshole.
I know. It's just like I'm not a big fan of this artwork. Like, it's different.
Either.
It's different. Like, I'll give them that, but not my favorite.
Did you see the Disney Movie Club one?
Is that the one with like the lightning trip?
Let me double check. I think it is. Wait, it's the what?
Hold on. I'm Googling it right now. Is it the one where they're standing in front of the planet?
Yeah. And you got gore in the background. I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either. That one's like...
I wish Jane was in a different pose, though.
Yeah, it's an odd pose.
I think that's what ruins it for me. Like, Thor, Valkyrie, and Korg are fine. But, yeah, Jane, hers just is kind of weird.
I think they should have had them standing, like, side by side.
Yes. That would have been perfect.
Like, Thor holding Stormbreaker on the left, and then Jane holding Mjolnir on the right. Like, in the exact same pose. Just kind of creating, like, a Y.
Yeah,
like,
that would have been awesome.
That would have been super cool. And then, like... And then throw, like, the... I would have, like, shrunk down... Like, I would scoot Thor over a little bit, like, in the exact same pose. Scoot Valkyrie over a little bit. Scoot Korg over just a hair, so we could get that exact same pose with Jane. And then Korg in the... Like, more above the planet instead of off to the side.
Yeah. I feel that would have made a lot more sense. But it's not awful.
No, it's not awful. I mean, it's decent for what it is.
Yeah, agreed. But yeah, that's it for Thor: Love and Thunder. So, comes out tomorrow. For, considering we release this podcast on Mondays. So yeah, if you guys want to pick up Thor: Love and Thunder, be sure to go pick her up a copy.
Hell yeah.
Moving on to our Through the Wall segment. Caleb, I believe there's an Iron Man video game you want to talk about.
Yes, there is. We do not have any information on this game, so that's just a heads up there. It is an Iron Man game and is being released by Motive Studios. Now, this is where they kind of got me. Like, it's an interesting one because it's like I don't quite know. I've never done like the campaign on either of these games. I've played the multiplayer of them. I've never done the campaign, so I have no idea how good or not good their campaigns are.
Okay.
But the two games that they have released so far is Star Wars Battlefront 2 and Star Wars Squadrons.
Yeah, I didn't play either.
I kind of assumed you would. I'm a little surprised you haven't played Battlefront, but not that surprised.
Okay, we talk like the Battlefront that came out when we were kids, or like the newer Battlefront.
The newer Battlefront.
Okay, yeah, I didn't.
So
I didn't play either.
You didn't.
But...
Why did it matter?
Because I wanted to see which one.
Oh shit,
dude! The only Star Wars games I played growing up were Lego Star Wars and then Episode 3.
Yeah. So Motive kind of falls under the EA like window.
Okay.
Technically, so they didn't work on Jedi Fallen Order, which both of us know Jedi Fallen Order is a kick-ass game.
Oh yeah. Great Star Wars game.
Star Wars Squadrons and Battlefront, they are very fun multiplayer games. Like, extremely fun. I don't know how like I said, I don't know how the campaigns are on those. But that does bring up an interesting question about this Iron Man game. Is this going to be a solely single-player campaign game, or are they going to somehow manipulate this into a multiplayer game?
I mean, would we assume that the second player would be War Machine?
That's what I don't know. It's because, like, the thing that's got me worried about this, and the reason that I wanted to talk about this, is because Star Wars Battlefront and Star Wars Squadrons are famously multiplayer. And they do have another game that's supposedly going to be coming out in 2023, but it's a remake, so it's not like their original game.
Okay.
So it's got me a little worried, because it's like, what would a multiplayer Iron Man look like?
I mean, as long as it's better than Iron Man 2, the video game.
Did
That's
you
all I
enjoy the first Iron Man game? Because I didn't.
It was hit and miss for me, dude. I remember
it difficult. I found it so
it was a
freaking
bitch.
difficult.
Oh, dude, me and my cousin actually played a lot of it together, and he mostly did all the difficult parts. But
so like
I
the
actually
entire
have, like,
game.
Yeah, basically. I think I did like the first two levels, the one where you escape the cave, and then the one where you're testing out Mark II. But yeah, I think after he got Mark III, he just took over, and I just watched. Funny
Fair.
story about that though, that game is I think it was like the week that it went, it released, and my grandma took me to go buy it from GameStop. And I'm not lying about this. The freaking employee there is just like, "Are you sure you want to buy this, kid? Have you seen the reviews on this? I heard it sucked." I'm like, "Yeah, I still want to buy Iron Man, the video game."
You should have listened to him.
I should have, but I was a kid that wanted to be Iron Man, okay?
Yeah, unfortunately, they did not give us that.
No, they did not.
So what's got me, like I said, Squadrons and Battlefront 2 are two famously multiplayer games. So it's like, what I'm afraid that they're going to do is turn it into like a build your own Iron Man game, where you like compete against other Iron Men, and I'm like, that just kind of sounds dumb.
I mean, going around like building your own suit, Iron Man suit, that does sound kind of cool. I just feel like I would probably like F it up and it would just look like shit.
Yeah.
I'm being honest here.
Dude, that's how I feel too. It's just like, I don't know how I feel about it. The graphics on Battlefront and Squadrons, they are incredible. I've played Squadrons before. I've played both of these before. The graphics and the like everything that they're able to pull off in that way look fantastic. It's just gameplay is super difficult, at least for me. Maybe I'm just super shitty at like first person shooters.
Oh, I am too, man.
Or third person shooters, I guess. And then same thing with like flying. Like anything in a vehicle I really suck at. But everyone says like, hey, if you're a decent driver but you like suck at games that require driving or maneuvering or whatever, you should try getting joysticks. And I'm just like, I don't know.
I mean, dude, I'll fully admit, when it came to freaking flying as Iron Man in Marvel's Avengers, I sucked at that too.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Yeah.
It wasn't great in the game too. So it's that's what's got me worried. Iron Man hasn't had a good game.
I mean, maybe you never know. Maybe it will be a tale like Insomniac Spider-Man. But I mean, Spider-Man is don't get me wrong. Insomniac Spider-Man is fantastic. But even if that sucked, we still had Spider-Man 2, the video game. So
Yeah. So it's got me concerned. I wish that someone would freaking nut up and release an Ant-Man game.
dude, like seriously though, straight up.
I was recently playing a game with my wife. It's called It Takes Two. And it's this, you play as this couple that are going through like a divorce, and you get magically transported into your child's dolls. And it's cool because you have to like work collaboratively to get through the levels.
Didn't you like show me a teaser of that when I was
I
out there?
might have.
I think you did.
Yeah, but it's super cool. Like one of the first level that you do, one of the like the power-ups that you get is, as the husband, you get some nails that you can throw into stuff and like retrieve. Like you whistle and then they come back to you, and then the wife gets a hammer. And then the hammer can be used to swing on the nails, so you kind of have to throw the nails into the wall so you can like create a ladder to swing up and get to higher places. Super cool, right? Super cool. We just completed this space level, and she had like anti-gravity boots, and my character could grow and shrink, and it made me want an Ant-Man game so bad. Because one of the
fair enough.
And it was like one of the things that you had to do, she had to use her anti-gravity boots to get to a lever on top of a door, and it like changes her gravity. So she was able to like walk up the wall onto the ceiling, jump up, grab this door, lift it up just a little bit, and I had to shrink down to run through it. But when it shrunk me down, it like shrinks my point of view. So everything around me like grows giant,
so cool.
And it takes me forever to walk across to shit. So it's like I don't want to be little very long.
Yeah.
And then I can grow big. And so one of the things that was really cool is there were these hanging planets, because everything's like kind of a toy, like looks like how a kid would set it up. So there's this hanging planet, and I had to shrink down to get like past it, and then I like became normal size, did a couple things, and then Brielle was able to jump on the planet, and then I grew giant, and then I punched the planet, and it helped her swing so she could jump onto a platform. Like, that's super cool. And it's just the mechanics of being able to grow and shrink just made me want an Ant-Man game even more.
Yeah,
so
that's completely fair.
I want one so bad. Like, so freaking bad. And I'll be real, I'm kind of bummed out we're getting an Iron Man game.
I mean, it's fair. I mean, Iron Man has kind of been done to death, so I get you. Maybe not as much as Spider-Man.
I mean, it's not necessarily that he's been done to death. It's more he just hasn't been done right.
Fair enough.
Like in Marvel's Avengers, it's just kind of like flying's a bitch, fighting's a bitch. It's like everything freaking sucks about that game, which I'm surprised that they're still releasing content for it.
Dude, like straight up. I'll still get like notifications of them being like, "Oh hey, like this new skin is available in the marketplace tomorrow." I'm like, y'all are still releasing shit?
Yeah, it's like I don't give a flying shit.
I mean that classic Hawkeye one that they unveiled, that looked pretty freaking cool.
Like classic Clint
like
Hawkeye?
Yeah, we talking like purple cowl and all.
Okay, I have not seen that yet.
Oh, dude, it's so cool.
Like when the last time I looked, they just released a Stark outfit for Kate Bishop, and I'm like, I don't care. Those are the worst outfits.
Yeah, true.
Isn't that like the shitty? I thought you didn't like that outfit.
Wait, we talking classic Hawkeye, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't love it, but I mean, it's still, Hawkeye, so I still enjoy it. I mean, I definitely do like the ultimate Hawkeye look more. But I mean, it's still cool that they incorporated it in.
I'm not sure if I'm looking at this right outfit. Wait, when did that one come out? That one came out in March, so it's probably not that one.
Yeah, no, this one came out like last week, I think.
Last week?
Yeah.
I'm not seeing this outfit.
Here, 1 second.
The comic book outfit?
Yeah.
All right, let me check this one out. Maybe if my internet wants to frickin' work. Oh, that looks a lot better.
Okay, yeah. Right? So it's the same one, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, remember that freaking bullshit one that they tried pulling off as the classic costume?
Yep, I do.
That one looks so stupid. This one looks so much better.
Oh, yeah. I love how they even made his bow yellowish. Looks more of a gold, but
Yeah.
I'll still take it. But that's a really nice nod to the OG comics.
Yeah, that looks way better than I thought it was going to. Okay. But yeah, like, it's so surprising that they're still releasing stuff for that game. Like, they're still planning on doing a full Winter Soldier release.
But it's barely making money.
I know. I feel like they're losing money at this point.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, I don't think Square Enix has anything else in the works, so they're
I
just
know.
like, well,
That's the shit
might as
part.
well
They're just like,
milk
we're
this
putting
shit
all
dry.
I know, right? And it's like, if you remember, like, the big ass list of freaking characters that they were supposed to release, like, they've released all the ones that they planned on releasing so far. Like, they released like a Jane Foster Thor. They released the Black Panther. Spider-Man was already kind of on that list, but whatever. Yeah, both Hawkeyes. Winter Soldier's apparently going through. So after that, we're supposedly, like, if they're going in order of the list, like, we're supposed to get either She-Hulk or Falcon.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, so I'm like, ooh.
You sure you got the budget for this shit?
I would love to play. The issue with that game is there's no reason to go back. Like, it's like, it's dumb. It's dumb to go back. And it's like, I don't want to just sit there and beat up bad guys as my favorite superhero. I want to, like, do shit that they would do as superheroes. Like, I want to use Captain America's shield to freaking stop a door from closing, or use Thor's hammer to charge some sort of technology to open up or overcharge it, or just something. Like, that's the kind of shit that I was expecting to do. But whatever. Anyway, that's my big old rant about Marvel video games. They freaking suck.
I actually have one thing not to add to this, but just one thing to bring up. Did you hear what happened over the weekend with Rockstar?
No.
Really? So
the only thing I heard, like, I've heard about Rockstar recently is that they just completely abandoned Red Dead 2 online.
Yeah, that's true.
But that was a while ago.
So I don't know how much. It seemed like it was a couple hours worth. But someone leaked a bunch of Grand Theft Auto 6 in development footage.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, you can, like, see the whole new weapons wheel. I mean, of course, it's still in its early developments, but it's looking pretty freaking good, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, Rockstar had to come out and say, like, oh, hey, whoever did this is going to be held accountable. It's not going to put a halt on production of Grand Theft Auto 6. But like, I honestly, for how bad it was, I was afraid that they were gonna be like, hey, just to show that person, we're gonna screw all you people over, and like, not in a mean way, but be like, hey, we need to teach someone a lesson. We're gonna have to halt the production of GTA 6 for a minute.
I don't think leaks like that should halt production. Like, if it is like a genuine leak and not just like a publicity stunt, like, I feel like that's
it definitely
kind of
wasn't that.
I know, but I feel like that's kind of what Sonic the Hedgehog was. Like, the leak of Sonic was a publicity stunt.
Yeah. I feel Rockstar is definitely better than that. They won't release even a teaser trailer until they feel that it's ready.
That's good. I appreciate the hell out of that.
Oh, I do too. But yeah, from what I saw, I just want GTA 6 already.
Like, what? So you saw a new weapons wheel. What other stuff did you see?
Mostly just like the female protagonist, like just walking around. You see how the strip clubs are going to look. Shocker. Of course, that's like footage that gets leaked. Considering that it's taking place, I think in like the Florida area. I think that's what they said. Like someone said that like you can honestly feel like the freaking humidity on the characters, like even though it's in early development, like the detail on the characters is already amazing. Like, it's already a step up from GTA 5, I feel.
That is awesome. I wonder if they're going to be as accurate with the map as Grand Theft Auto 5 was with LA.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that'd be awesome.
Or wherever the hell, and like wherever Los Santos is supposed to be. Like,
yeah, it's supposed to be Los Angeles.
Okay, yeah. So I saw a video of some guy. He says like, "Hey, first time visiting, like, big Grand Theft Auto 5 fan visiting LA for the first time," and he's like walking around. He's like, "Yo, I know this place." And he's going around. He's like, I know these streets, dude. Like, oh my gosh, I know the best place to go get this bitchin' car, dude. And he basically like walks through the entire the entirety of LA and like shoots videos of all of like the landmarks from GTA 5.
Dude, that's bad.
Like, even goes down to what's the Michael?
Yeah, Michael.
Okay, yeah. So he even goes as far as finding Michael's house.
Dude, that's freaking awesome.
I'm like, dude, that is the shit, and like absolute commitment.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's
putting in almost as much commitment as freaking Rockstar did.
Yeah, I know. So it makes me curious whether or not it's going to be that accurate with Florida.
I think that's where I mean, I could be wrong where it's taking place, but just someone pointed out the humidity. So, like, I swear someone pointed out, like, Florida. So.
Yeah. So, if it is Florida, we'll have to talk to DJ and ask.
Yeah.
Or take a road trip down there after we, like, explore the map.
There we go. There we go.
That would be the shit, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Oh, dude, that'd be awesome. That'd be an awesome road trip.
Hell yeah, dude.
But yeah, so if you got, I think the leaks are, at least some are still available on YouTube, or you can probably find them somewhere.
Dude, once a leak's on the internet, like, there's no getting it off.
Yeah, so if you guys want to get it's rough. They're only a little bit into development, so like, I've seen like people like getting like so critical. I'm like, oh my god, like it like barely looks even finished. I'm like, yeah, no shit. They're
it's a barely finished game, asshole.
They're barely into development. So shut your bitch ass up. I don't think we probably won't see GTA 6 until like 2025 or 2026. It's
More
gonna
than
be
likely. Yeah,
it's gonna be a minute.
Yeah.
consider freaking. Did you know what was it? A couple days ago, freaking GTA 5 turned 9 years old.
Holy shit, dude!
Yeah, that makes me feel really freaking old. Like, god damn. Dude, we were seniors in high school when that video game released.
Holy shit, we were. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember I didn't get that game until I was like already out of the house and married.
Yeah, I remember, yeah.
Holy shit. If that doesn't freaking make you feel some not good things in your bones.
Dude, my bones never feel good.
Mine either.
Yeah.
Damn.
Old age is catching up to us. It's hard being 26. Dude, I will straight up tell myself.
You freaking say that when our demographics people in their 40s.
Dude, I will straight up admit, I wish that I could go back to how my back felt when I was 18. Because my job has screwed my back up so bad. Like, I don't want to know how my back's going to feel when I'm 30.
Yeah,
I don't want to know. I'm scared. Anyway.
Yeah, moving on from that depressing statement.
Oh, shit. What do you say we move into our headliner of the evening?
I say, let's do it.
All right. All right, so for this week's headliner, we'll be breaking down the OG Hocus Pocus. I don't know why I made such an emphasis on that, but it's the OG. Caleb, do you want to tell everybody how we break down movies on this podcast?
Hell yeah. If you are new to our breakdown system, we have split movies into 8 different categories that we individually score to come to a final All Bros letter grade. The 8 categories that we score are story, writing, acting, character development, effects, music, costumes, and then we give it our own personal score at the very end. All of those numbers get magically added up in our algorithm and spit out a letter grade for us to compare it to other movies of that grade, and gives us a percentage so we can figure out where it ranks within that grade. So, with that, if you have not seen Hocus Pocus, it has been out longer than Rose and I have been alive.
And also, to many, it's people's favorite Halloween movie, so where the hell have you been?
Yeah, so you have absolutely no excuse for not having seen this.
This is like one of the movies that, like, if you haven't experienced this movie, I feel sorry for you. Like, honestly.
It's a good one. Like,
yeah, it's
even
like
for being as old as it is.
Yeah. I mean, it ain't
How
that
old?
but 93.
Yeah, I mean, still, that's 3-4 years older than us.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, let's see, 1993 for 96. Where I was in 96, you were 95.
I mean, dude, you can count me into 96. I barely, like,
I know.
literally,
you barely made it into the 95.
an hour and, what was it? Like an hour and, like, 42 minutes, I think.
That's how far away you were from being born in 96?
Yeah, because I was born at 10:22 at night. Yeah, dude, I was that close.
Dude, you made it in just under the freaking wire.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the freaking ball was getting ready to drop, and Rose was like, "Here I come!" Shit. Yeah. All right. So, if 96 plus an additional 3 years. We're both 26, so 27, 28, so 29. So it's almost 30 years old.
Holy shit. Damn. And we're just now getting a sequel? What the hell?
No, dude. Like,
Whatever.
holy shit. I'm like,
I guess
personally,
better late than ever.
I know. I personally would have waited an additional year, so it's like, hey, 30th year anniversary, finally getting a remake.
Yeah, I can agree with that. That would have made it more special, but oh well.
But still, freaking hell, dude. But yeah. So, like I said, if you have not seen this movie, you have absolutely no excuse.
No.
So, without further ado, Rose is about to read off the synopsis for the movie. So, spoiler alert past this point.
On October 31st, 1693, in Salem, Massachusetts, Thackeray Binks, sounds like you're saying it with a lisp, like sounds like you're trying to say Zachary instead of you're saying Thackeray.
Dude, I forgot to turn on the subtitles when I was watching this, so that's what I kept thinking was happening.
Like literally when Bette Midler tries to say it says Thackeray. It sounds like she's saying Zachary with a lisp.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell is that? And then I turned the subtitles on and figured out, oh, they're Thang Thackeray.
Apologies to anyone actually named Thackeray out there.
I kind of want to Facebook that name while you talk just to see if there is anyone with that name.
Yes. All right. Thackeray Binks witnesses his little sister, Emily, being whisked away to the woods by the Sanderson sisters, 3 witches named Winifred, Sarah, and Mary. Thackeray confronts the witches but fails to save Emily, and her life force is drained, making the witches young again. After that, Thackeray is transformed into a black cat by the witches, cursed to live forever with his guilt for not saving Emily. After discovering the children missing, the townsfolk arrest the sisters and sentence them to be hanged for the murder of Thackeray and Emily. Before their execution, Winifred casts a curse that will resurrect the sisters during a full moon on All Hallows Eve if a virgin lights the black flame candle in their cottage. Thackeray decides to guard the cottage so no one can bring the witches back to life. 3 centuries later, on October 31st, 1993, Max Dennison reluctantly takes his younger sister Danny out trick-or-treating, where they meet Max's new crush, Allison. The 3 visit the former Sanderson cottage, now a museum, where Max inadvertently resurrects the witches. The witches attempt to suck the soul of Danny, but Max comes to her rescue. Escaping, Max steals Winifred's spellbook on advice from the immortal cat Binks. He takes the group to an old cemetery where they will be protected from the witches since it is hallowed ground. The witches eventually catch up to them at the cemetery, where Winifred raises her unfaithful lover Billy Butcherson from the grave and sends them after the children. The witches pursue the children across town using Mary's enhanced sense of smell. Winifred reveals that the spell that brought them back only works on Halloween, and unless they can suck the life out of at least one child, they will turn to dust when the sun rises. After luring them to the high school, the children trap the witches in a pottery kiln and burn them alive. While the children are celebrating, the witch's curse revives them again. Not realizing the witches have survived, Max and Allison open the spellbook, hoping to reverse the spell on Binks. The open spellbook reveals the location of the group, and the witches track them down, kidnap Danny and Binks, and recover the spellbook. Sarah uses her singing to lure Salem's children to the Sanderson cottage. Max and Allison free Danny and Binks by tricking the witches into believing that sunrise was an hour early. Thinking that they are done for, the witches panic and pass out, allowing Max, Danny, Allison, and Binks to escape. Back at the cemetery, Billy catches up to the children and takes Max's knife and cuts his stitched mouth open and insults Winifred before joining the children against the witches. The witches attack from the air and snatch Danny. Winifred attempts to use the last vial of potion to suck the soul from Danny. Binks knocks the potion out of her hand, which Max catches and promptly drinks, forcing the witches to take him instead of Danny. The sun starts to rise just as Winifred is about to finish draining Max's life force. In the ensuing struggle, Allison, Danny, and Billy fend off Mary and Sarah. Max and Winifred, struggling in the air, fall onto the hollowed ground in the cemetery, causing Winifred to turn into stone. As the sun finishes rising, as the sun finishes rising above the horizon, Mary and Sarah are disintegrated into dust along with Winifred's stone body. The witch's deaths break Thackeray's curse, allowing him to finally die and freeing his soul, reuniting him with Emily as they both head off into the afterlife while Billy returns to his grave to sleep. As the movie closes, Winifred's spellbook opens its eye once more, revealing that it is still alive, which means the witches could possibly return again someday.
So I just looked up the name Thackeray. And the first thing that I saw is a Facebook profile for a Thackeray Binks, which is a black cat.
Okay.
And Thackeray is a very common last name. Like, in fact, you
That
are
makes
actually
sense.
Yeah, in fact, you're actually like someone in your life. A Michaela, her last name is Thackeray. It just says you're
Oh, I'm friends with her?
yeah,
Oh.
a Michaela Thackeray.
Does it... Is that her married name or maiden name?
I don't know.
Okay.
But she is friends with a lot of people that we know.
Huh.
So, anyway. Probably shouldn't have said her name.
Yeah, you might want to cut that out.
I know, I might have to beep it.
Yeah. Just
No, I'll make that note.
good call.
Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that didn't even come to my mind. Maybe we shouldn't.
Anyway, getting into the movie. I didn't realize it until you said something. I didn't realize why what's her face? Winifred turned into stone.
Wait, you didn't what?
I didn't realize why she turned into stone.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, dude, I didn't either. Cause I watched it again, of course, in preparation for this. And yeah, when she turned into stone, and then Mary and Sarah just disintegrate. I'm like, wait, what? Why is Winifred the only one that turned to stone? So, but now it makes sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Oh, dude, this is a real, like, somehow, even with like the super cheesy acting, which we'll get into, but somehow they are able to keep your attention so freaking well. And I know 100% it has to do because of the Sanderson sisters.
Oh yeah, these three actresses are incredible together.
Yeah, and I am so excited to see them back.
Yeah, me too. Have you seen any of the clips or anything?
Nope. I'm trying to go into this movie as like
Smart
fresh as I
man.
can.
I've seen one clip, and like, yeah, the chemistry is still there.
Oh, good. Freaking good. Dude, every time that they just like demanded the audience.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So good. Like, I found myself getting bored when it was like the main actors, like Max and Danny.
Dude, that's how I feel. I mean, Binks is awesome. But yeah, like, I really don't care so much about not Danny, Max, and his Max and Allison, like hooking up and ending up together at the end. Just I really didn't care about that.
Yeah, dude, it's like one. I was so uninterested when they threw, like, after, like, with everything that happened after the senators, after they, like, were thrown into the furnace at the school.
Yeah.
Which, why the hell do you have, like, a full-blown human door on a furnace at a school?
Well, so that's not the furnace. That is, because they actually say what that was. A pottery kiln.
Why do you have a human-sized pottery kiln?
I have no idea.
That is somehow worse to me.
So, yeah, I mean, I didn't even know what a kiln was. But now I do. Good to know.
Dude, that is freaking terrifying.
I mean, it was the 90s, man.
Truth. I mean, it was like at that point where it might as well have been the 80s.
Yeah, dude, straight up.
But damn. But yeah, like, it was so hard for me to get on the team. Like, not on the team. Like, I obviously didn't want, like, child murder or anything. But I had a hard time wanting to root for the kids.
There's a scene at the beginning, and I don't know, maybe it's just me that I'm just like, probably wouldn't have had a kid say that, and it's just very awkward. Is the part where Danny, like, scares Max, and she jumps on his bed, and she's just like, "Ooh, I'm Allison, kiss me, come on, I'm Allison." I'm like, I don't care how old you. That I don't know. That's a little too far for me.
You creep.
I don't know that. I would think for how old Danny looks, like she's got to be what, like 8 or 9.
I think that's what they said.
Yeah, like I feel that she would. I don't know. Maybe I'm like being too like, oh my god, Jonathan, she's a child. Who gives a shit? But I don't know. That line was just like, it's a little weird for a little sister to say to her big brother.
That's not even the weirdest line that they had, and we'll get into this with writing, but I had some issues. But yeah, like everything else though, I mean, there were some things that they didn't quite like explain super well. And like I get that it's just, hey, leave it up to the audience to figure out, or like maybe there's some witch lore that I don't know about them stepping on like hallowed ground, because I remember Sarah and Mary giving Winifred that warning saying, "Oh my gosh, look, it's hallowed ground." And then her being concerned about that. But
yeah,
it's like we didn't know what that meant. Or at least if they did say what it meant, it didn't like
I don't know if they did.
So it's just, yeah, it's one of those things I'm like, okay, what the hell happened and why aren't the other two turning to stone? Because I thought it was the sunlight that was turning her to stone.
That's what I thought. Dude, honestly, I thought that ever since I was a kid.
Yeah, so that's what I assumed. So this is like the first I'm hearing of her turning to stone because she was standing on hallowed ground.
Yeah. Well, learn something new every watch, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. But this is just a super entertaining movie, and it has to do solely because of the Sanderson sisters.
Oh yeah.
If they were not in this,
this movie would be boring as fuck. I'm just gonna say right now,
straight up, no freaking joke there, dude. Like it is it's borderline ridiculous how little I cared about Max, Danny, and Allison.
Yeah, like I said, out of that group, I cared about the cat the most.
Yeah. Dude, which I think is so freaking funny. The kid that voiced the cat
isn't the actor that plays him in the
it's
I swear that they explained why they did that, but I can't remember Because the guy that does the voice for the cat, I forget his name too. He plays Max in a Goofy movie.
Yep. Gosh, I wish they would.
Which, I mean, he was still young.
Jason Marsden.
That's his name, Jason Marsden.
Maybe it's in like the trivia portion of IMDb. Let me see if I can find it in there.
Their voices do somewhat sound alike a little bit.
Dude, looking at it, it didn't work in the slightest.
Maybe I'm too nice.
Alright, so let's check this out. During a 20th anniversary screening of the film, Doug Jones revealed that the moths that come out of his mouth at the end are real.
Ew.
That's disgusting.
It's like, but why?
The actor wore a mouth rig that was a latex pocket. That is terrifying.
Yeah, that's gross.
I want to see why they did the voice thing.
Oh, that's effed up.
What?
I think I found the answer.
What's that?
So this is what Google just says. It says Sean Murray, the actor that played Thackeray, is best known for his role of Agent Tim McGee on the show NCIS. During the audition of Hocus Pocus, wow, wait, Jeff. Okay, wait, no, never mind. I thought that it was the same name. Wait, who? Jeff Fahey. I'm so confused. There's 3 freaking names here. Which is which? Okay, yeah, so that's... Okay, so yeah, that's the guy.
Okay, I found it.
Oh, you found it? Okay, awesome.
Sean Murray played the human version of Binks, and actor Jason Marsden voiced the character, both in his human and feline forms. In 2017, Marsden told the Daily Beast that producers dubbed his voice over Murray's because the actor sounded contemporary, and they thought it would be more realistic if Binks had an affected accent from the same time period as the witches. So it's because his voice didn't sound like it came from the right period. That's such a stupid reason to do a horrible dub. Oh, man.
Dude, hopefully they at least told him. I'm sure they did. Unlike they did to the guy that, you've seen Ghostbusters too, right?
Yes.
Have I told you the whole situation that happened with the guy that played Vigo the Carpathian? The portrait?
No. So
there's behind the scenes footage of the guy like actually saying the lines and everything. I'm sorry, he sucks. He doesn't know, he does not convey emotion at all. And so they, dubbed it over with another voice, but they didn't tell him that they had dubbed it over. He didn't find out until the world premiere that so yeah, I feel really I've always felt really bad for him. Because that's just effed up.
Yeah, that's super effed up. Oh. Anyway, getting back into the story, there was a lot of focus, and it's hard for me to like separate this from writing, just because of how big of a role this played. They seem to do the complete opposite of slut-shaming Max for being a virgin. Like, he got made fun of so freaking
straight
much,
up.
dude.
Dude, the freaking way that his when he lights it and he's just like, "Wait, what happened?" And his sister just dead stare. A virgin lit the candle.
I know,
Damn.
dude. It's like the entire time.
Yeah.
Like when they were freaking telling that fake cop, and then the way that they're just like, a virgin lit the candle, and he's just like, yes, I lit the candle, okay? And then he looks over at him, looks over at Allison, looks back over at him. You're really a virgin? Like, yeah, I'll get it tattooed on my head. He's in high school, you creep.
Oh my god!
Like, is not being a virgin something that like has to happen in Salem? Like, what the hell? Like,
I mean, I'll full. I mean, I'll fully admit. I'm sure, considering that we were in Utah, in high school days, in a lot of states, I'll fully admit there are a lot of people that do lose their V card in high school.
I understand that, but to get made fun of for it,
Fair enough.
dude. And I can't wait to get into acting too. Anyway, I'm trying so hard to stick in story. The story overall, where it is these 3 witches that can be brought back to life from a virgin lighting the black flame candle, and the shenanigans that happen because they've been gone for 300 years, and just like all of that stuff, and then like the route that they had to go to get their book back, and all of this other like magic shit. Like it seems very, like, when you kind of put it together, like how you're reading the synopsis, it feels like it'd be very cluttered. But somehow they were able to pull it off really freaking well without making something, like, there were maybe some parts that were maybe a little overcomplicated, but not very many.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
Yeah,
Hell, how they made their freaking potions pretty simplistic.
Yeah. Like, they simplified this a ton. And it was really nice to, like, watching this as, like, a critic and not just, like, a typical consumer. Like, it feels... It has a good flow. It has good energy. Like, obviously I think where they struggle is writing good protagonists. But they wrote the antagonists amazingly.
Let's hope the second one does better with the whole protagonist thing.
I hope so. I genuinely hope so. So, yeah. So my story is probably way higher than my writing score is.
I would agree.
What are you sitting at?
I'd say I'm in the high 80s. So I'm gonna go solid 87.
I think I'm like right there with you. I might be a little lower though, so I'm gonna go like an 86.
Okay.
All right, next up we got writing, and like I said, the big thing for me was how much Max seemed to get roasted for being a virgin by everyone.
Including, what was it, Ice and, well, actually, wait, no, I don't know if they even make really, really fun of him for being a virgin, do they?
I think they do. I think Danny says something when they're like around, and he kind of gets roasted a little bit for that.
It does.
They bring up his virginity a lot.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess if you're the virgin that lit the candle, that's your title for life.
Yeah.
Or at least until the Sanderson sisters die.
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of... It got ridiculous after a certain point where I'm just like, he's a kid in high... Like the fake cop, when he's just like, really? Kind of giving him that like super judgy vibe. I'd be like, dude, he's in high school. You don't know his life.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, and you don't know how old this kid is either. Like, it could be like highly inappropriate for him to be having sex.
Yeah, he could be only 15. I mean, he doesn't look 15, but just saying.
No, he freaking looked like he was like 30.
Yeah, what is up with, like, back in, like, the 80s and 90s and even into the 2000s? They could not get actors that actually looked like they could be in high school. Nowadays, I feel like they're getting a lot better with it, which I appreciate the hell out of.
I feel like
But
maybe they, like, back then they didn't want to go through the trouble of having to film, like, during us, like, the summer. And so they were just like, freaking screw it. We'll just get the kid that, like, looks closest to this age and isn't in school anymore. So you're working with kids that are in their, like, early 20s already. Like, that's just what I would assume. Like, it's kind of like the Tobey Maguire thing. Like, all those kids, dude.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And those have the, like, saying kids is with the biggest quotation marks you can throw up there. Like, it, not realistic whatsoever.
No, it was not.
But, yeah. There's that. Like, that was my big issue with, like, the writing, just, like, virgin roasting. I also didn't care for the bullies. I think they were just overwritten. Or not overwritten. They weren't written very well. Like, I can't stand bullies just for being a bully's sake.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, I don't know, the way that I look at it, I mean, I feel, the 90s was before, like, bullying, like, really actually, like, became I mean, I'm sure it was still a problem back then, but it wasn't until, like, I feel our age, like, really came around, or our demographic, our generation, god damn it, came around that, like, bullying actually, like, started to be taken seriously. Like, it actually, like, really could, like, mess someone up. And so I feel that bullying is, like, in this kind of movie, yeah, it's supposed to be taken as a joke. So I get where you're coming from. Like, like, they're bullies for the sake of just being bullies. But I guess, like, movies got a movie. So
I guess, and still not the biggest fan of that.
No,
like, it just feels over the top.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
I'll fully admit, if I was a bully in a high school, I would not freaking shave the name that I wanted to be called on the back of my head.
freaking dumb.
It's like, he does realize he's going to have to redo that, like, every 2 weeks, right?
And it's on the back of his head, too. Like, you're not getting that done right every single time.
Nope.
Like, I feel like a well-written bully is someone like, just off the top of my head, like Flash Thompson from Spider-Man Homecoming. Like, the MCU. Like, I feel like that's well-written, where he's being a bully, but just no one's really, like, taking it super serious.
Yeah, which I appreciate. I like that a lot.
Yeah, and, like, he gets those, like, funny little quips in and whatever, and it is, like, roasting, like, Peter Parker, but it's just not taken super serious. And I feel like it's just very, very cheesy bullying, and kind of about it.
The freaking when they're set up at the end of that person's, like, walkway and are charging candy, and he says, 10 chocolate bars, no liquor. So I'm like, 10 chocolate bars? Damn, dude. Fat ass.
Yeah, no shit. Just like, good hell, dude. And they're like, I think some other writing issue, like what you said, what Danny was saying, like making fun of Max at the beginning, being like, "Ooh, I'm out," like that felt weird. Like, okay, anything with the protagonist felt a little awkward. Like how Max went downstairs and he was like in just a normal jacket and a hat, and his dad's like, "What are you supposed to be?" And he's like, "I'm a rap singer." Shut up.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
And then
Dude, I don't
freaking
know
when
if I'm
his
going to be the type of dad that can, like, take shit like that from my child seriously. Like, if my kid came down and was just, like, in the quote-unquote coolest clothes that he could find and just trying to, like, play a hard ass, I don't know if I could keep myself from laughing in that kid's face.
You know what? Fair enough, man. Fair enough.
Like, especially if he played it off like that, like I'm a rap singer. Go to hell. Shut up. No, you're
Would you
you're
have
not. You're an
followed it?
angsty teenager. You freaking asshole.
Would you have followed it with what Danny calls him when they call out his costume? And she's just like, for your information, he's a little leaguer.
That was funny as hell to me.
That was.
I was just like, I laughed really freaking hard with that because it's just like she heard what he was supposed to be.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
Can we talk about, speaking of like his dad, talking to him about the whole, can we talk about the parents for a minute? Because those mother effers were at a party till like 6 o'clock in the freaking morning after what happened with their kids, like how they came running in. They're just like, hey, we need your help. We need your help with the Sanderson sisters are back, yada, yada, yada. And they don't think that, even though they don't believe them, they don't think to maybe, maybe we should go looking for our kids, make sure that they're okay.
Well,
I get it's the 90s.
Okay,
but...
well, the Sanderson sisters put the adults under a spell. Like, that wasn't just some musical number for a musical number. That was a spell.
Fuck, they did. God damn it. All right. We're going to introduce a new segment on this show. How stupid can Jonathan be, or Rose can be? So this is the first of many.
No, I get it. They're not super clear about that. Like,
I'm still a fucking idiot.
No, like, the only reason that I know that is because they were the way that the parents, like, went completely, like, blank-faced and were doing, like, dancing right after Winifred was saying, like, dance, dance, dance until you die. And so I'm like, and, like, I'm not 100% certain that it was a spell. Like, there's still some doubt in my mind. Maybe they are just, like, horrible parents. But in, like, with that, and it's just like, okay, she says this, she, like, has this whole song about putting a spell on them, says dance, dance, dance until you die, and then on top of that, like, hey, she's a witch. Is it completely outside the realm of possibility that she has to do a musical number to put these people under a spell? Like, for me, it's just taking those steps, being like, okay, like, that's probably why they're not, like, that shitty.
Okay, so I'm only half of an idiot. Cool.
Yeah, it's something you can easily miss. It's
Yeah, moving on. Not even gonna argue. Just, yep, you're half an idiot, Rose. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and argue with you.
You know what? I respect it.
Ugh. Don't even lie. You would have done the exact same thing to me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's no doubt.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of, like, some other, like, writing issues. Like, I felt like Binks kind of got a little, like, I think maybe he was the voice that felt out of place.
I disagree, but this is me.
Yeah, and dude, the way that they freaking talked aggravated the ever-living shit out of me. Like, when they were talking, like, when Binks was talking to, like, the kids versus how he talked to the sisters, and he's just, Like the way that they just overused the.
Oh, he like goes back to like olden times,
Yeah,
whereas like
like
he talks like he talks just fine modern times to the kids, but when he's talking to them witches, it's like yeah.
like they're the like their
How
quotes,
dare
dude.
ye come back thee?
Yeah, dude. It's like exactly how I would talk if I didn't know how to freaking talk old style. Like
You know what? Fair enough. Same.
it was ridiculous. It was just utterly ridiculous. And don't get me wrong, it works. It's just cheesy as all hell, and I kind of got a docket for the cheese.
I will add to writing. I feel that was two parts that were good. I feel one outshined the other. Were two situations that the Sanderson sisters got in. Was the scene with the bus driver. That was pretty good. But
Yeah.
I feel what overshadowed that was the the old guy dressed as the devil and them actually believing that he was Satan.
That was great.
Oh,
That is definitely a highlight of the movie, for me at least.
Oh yeah, same here. Yeah,
it is so good. It is so freaking good, and
I
think where
I feel like sorry.
No, I think where my issues lie with kind of everyone is that they just seem very inconsistent. Like Max always seems kind of like afraid, wanting to run away, but then he has these moments of like of courage that just feel out of character for him.
That's fair.
And then the same thing with the Sanderson sisters. Like Winifred seems like very capable, very smart, and then it's like her two sisters are the dummies, but then she goes and falls for random shit too. Like how like I think it would have been funny if I think it would have been funnier for Winifred to like know that it wasn't really the sun. Maybe get like a little worried, being like, okay, what the hell is this? And when a light comes shining into her window and being like, oh my god, like being afraid of that, but then realizing it's not burning her or anything. And then the only reason that she's like distracted and like long enough for Max and Danny to get away is because her sisters like like fall on her and like knock her over.
Okay.
And then I had some issues like with Danny's line when they're like leaving the house and she's like stops at the door, and then Allison's just doing this thing where she's pointing to the car. Like, yeah, we know what you're supposed to get to, and then Danny turns around, or Max turns around, and he's like let's go. And Danny suddenly gets like super gangster and like, I want to see her turn to dust. And then
it's like, you're not Laurie Strode. It's not like you need to watch Michael Myers burn.
Yeah, I'm like, why?
Yeah.
And then she like has this like moment of real like oh,
it's like, never mind.
Yeah, it's like something freaking someone flipped a switch in her mind, turned her into a freaking gangster, and then switched it back, and then she like came to her senses and was like, oh yeah, let's go. Like there was no point for that whatsoever.
I did not like it at all. Speaking of that, did you have you watched like any of the deleted scenes for Halloween Kills? This is just like random, but I actually want to know if you have.
No.
So and I hate that they deleted this scene because they should have put it in. There's a scene with Sheriff Brackett, like the security guard at the hospital.
Okay.
Do you remember him from the original movie, Sheriff Brackett, Annie's father?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a scene. So they deleted a scene where he goes and talks to Allison, and like asks like, "Oh, what is it? Him? He killed my daughter Annie," and she says, "Yeah, it was him." We burned Michael Myers alive in our basement, and he's just like, "I would have loved to watch him burn." That kind of like him and like Laurie Strode. That kind of shit, yeah, that makes absolute sense why they're just like, yeah, I would love to see this motherfucker burn. Yeah, Danny's is just like, it's not warranted.
Yeah, they just kind of snatched you and tied you to a chair and threatened to eat you. It's not like they did anything other
actually
than
did.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it just felt very odd for her, like I said, to go gangster in that moment.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Anyway. So, like I said, my score for the writing is pretty a lot lower than story. Like, personally, I think I'm not even cracking the 80s with it. I think
you know what? I feel the same way.
I think I'm down in like 78 range.
You know what? I'm going to match you.
All right, next up we got acting. So the main cast, or who I would consider the main cast, we got Bette Midler, who played Winifred, Sarah Jessica Parker, who played Sarah, Kathy Najimy, who played Mary, Omri Katz, who played Max, Thora Birch, who played Danny, and Vanessa Shaw, who played Allison. And then we had Thackeray Binks, who was voiced by Jason Marsden. But he was just kind of a voice. So, yeah. So, I don't think this is going to be super hard, but who's your top three?
So shocker, it's all three of the Sanderson sisters, just in a different order.
Yeah.
So number 3, I would give to Sarah. I loved her. Don't get me wrong. Sarah could just. It's really funny that she's played by Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah, I know, right?
And her name's Sarah. That's really funny. But yeah, she's amazing. She's hilarious. I always laugh at the part at the beginning when she like puts so much emphasis on dead man's toe. It's just freaking dancing around. I love it. She's freaking great. Like all three of them are great.
Dude,
and the song. Sorry.
I have the exact same issue with her in this role that I have with Heath Ledger as Joker. I cannot, for the life of me, see Sarah Jessica Parker in Sarah Sanderson. Like, you know how you can like look at an actor that's like all dressed up in makeup or whatever, like, or in a mask or whatever it may be, like Christian Bale as Batman. I can see Christian Bale in Batman, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I cannot see Sarah Jessica Parker in Sarah Sanderson at all, no matter how much I try. I'm like, I do not understand what's happening here, but you could tell, like, if someone were to come out and be like, okay, like, just kidding, guys, like, Sarah Jessica Parker didn't really play Sarah Sanderson, I would believe it in a heartbeat.
Okay, that raises a question. Do you feel the same way with how she looks in Hocus Pocus 2?
No! That when she was in that, I was just like, yeah, that's straight up just Sarah Jessica Parker.
Dude, same. Because dude, I absolutely agree with you. Yeah, it does not look like her at all. Just everything. Yeah, oh yeah, in the sequel. Oh yeah, that is absolutely Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah, it's just like I said. No matter how hard I freaking try, I cannot find Sarah Jessica Joker in her. It is
That's
the weirdest thing for me, dude. Like I said, it's the same thing with Heath Ledger's Joker. The only time that I ever saw Heath Ledger in the Joker was when he was like dressed up as a cop without makeup. That's the only time I'm like, oh yeah, that's Heath Ledger.
yeah.
But when he has the makeup on, no, can't freaking see it.
Man, it's just a craftsman to both their works in these movies.
Yeah, so it blows my freaking mind. Like every time I watch Hocus Pocus, because I try so freaking hard. Like I will pause the movie and just stare at her and be like, I cannot see her.
You're just like, Elsa, show yourself.
Oh my! Exactly. That's exactly how I feel.
Oh shit.
So you put her at number 3?
Yes. I feel that these two will surprise you. Number 2, I'm going to give to Bette Midler.
What?
Yeah. I have good reasoning.
All right, let's hear it.
Absolutely incredible, astonishing as Winifred. She is the main star of this movie, and there's a reason why. She's the main witch. She is amazing. She's hilarious. There's like nothing bad that you can say about her, not only as an actress, but this character. I mean, of course, she's a witch, so she's a bitch. But she plays her so well that you just can't help but love her. Feel the way with all three of them. But number 1, I would actually give to Catherine Najimy. Is that her name?
Yes.
Okay. Who plays Mary. Ever since the first time that I saw this movie, she was always my favorite witch. I love her so much. She's freaking hilarious. Just everything about her. I just love. I catch myself like quoting some of her lines every single time that I watch this movie, and I don't even mean to. Like especially the part where they're leaving the devil's house, and she's just like, "Oh, it's candy. Why would the master give us candy?"
That is a extremely controversial top 3. Or at least not top 3. I think everyone can agree the Sanderson sisters are the best part of this movie. That is a very controversial ranking of the Sanderson sisters.
Bring it, people. Let's go.
You might have to.
That's my ranking. I ain't changing it. Let's hear yours.
Yeah, mine, I think, is the more... At least I think it might be. I feel like mine is the typical ranking of the 3. I would put Kathy Najimy at number 3.
All right, I'm out. Just kidding.
Dude, you have a freaking controversial outlook on this. This is the same thing as Hawkeye being your favorite Avenger.
True. That's a good point.
Don't get me wrong, they're all great. If they were if they're competing, if I was ranking this, all 3 of these ladies would tie for number 1. They are incredible, and it's hard to view them as individuals, especially in a role like this where they're so reliant on each other's chemistry. But I think Catherine Najimy came off as a little bit more, I'll say annoying in a way. And I know that was done on purpose, so it's hard for me to judge her for that. Sarah, on the other hand, she was she was fine. Like they all of them were so good in their roles, like so good. It's just I think I liked Sarah a little bit more than I liked Mary, and then Winifred's just my favorite. Like I think she's so freaking funny.
No, she is. No, I absolutely agree with you.
And like I said, I love how she like calls her sisters idiots or imbeciles after falling for the exact same thing that they just did.
Dude, right? Seriously, though.
Like, I feel like she, especially with like the Reign of Death thing that Max tried pulling, like I feel like
yeah.
she fell for that harder than everyone else.
Oh my god, like seriously, just the way that she like overreacted.
Yeah, so like I said, I freaking loved the Sanderson sisters. They were the best part of Hocus Pocus. They are Hocus Pocus.
Yep.
Like, I'm pretty sure if you ask anyone who hasn't seen Hocus Pocus in a while, or maybe even since last year, like, hey, who's the main character in Hocus Pocus? They'll say the Sanderson sisters.
Yep.
Like, hey, do you remember the other three people's names? Do you remember the cats' names? Bet you don't. Unless you're like a diehard fan of Hocus Pocus, then anyway. So yeah, that's my ranking of them. What are you giving for acting? Because I had a really difficult time thinking about this one.
I do too, because like the three main are like so great, but then like besides Jason, wasn't it Jason Marsden, right?
Yes.
So I really liked his performance as well. I mean, definitely not as much as the Sanderson sisters, but I still feel he did a really good job. It's just everybody else that brings down my acting score for me. So I don't know. Are you? I want to say I'm in like this. Are you in the 70s or 80s?
Unfortunately, I think I'm in the 70s.
I think I am too.
Okay, by themselves, the Sanderson sisters, I would put mid to high 80s.
Okay, yeah.
It is literally everyone else that brings this movie down. It's especially freaking Max. Like, I think Max is the worst part of this movie.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Like, Danny was pretty good. Like, she was an annoying little kid, but that was her role. Like, she's supposed to play an annoying little kid. Allison was kind of a competent third wheel, I would say, to the Max Danny duo. And she was just kind of served as like the insight to the Sanderson sisters' history. So, I mean, she played a decent role, but again, not super memorable. Like,
yeah,
I am willing to bet I'm probably not going to remember her name next week.
No matter how many. Well, how many times have you seen this movie? Can you think?
I saw it most Halloweens growing up.
Okay.
So, as an adult, maybe like 3 times.
Okay.
Like, if you count like as a kid, probably like 10 total. If I'm remembering right.
That's about what I'm at too.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm really familiar with this movie. Like, I probably could have done this movie without having watched it, but I did watch it today.
Same,
so.
Yeah, same. But yeah, I did the same thing because I mean, I'm always down to rewatch this movie.
Yeah,
and I like to have it fresh in my mind.
Yeah, if we would have done like maybe any other movie, that's not like themed like this, I probably wouldn't have watched it. if I was as familiar with it. Like if it was another one from my childhood. But this is one that I have no issue coming back to.
Yeah, same here.
So, like I said, the main three for me, I'd be in the high 80s. But it's everyone else. There's not another single good actor in the group for me.
I mean, for me, it's just Jason Marsden, but it's like I've seen him do better.
Yeah, it was an odd choice to have them do a dub.
Yeah, that's just weird.
And it's like, at that point, why don't you just let him be the kid?
Because, I mean, yeah, he was still young enough, I think. Guy's in his 40s, so he would have been in his 20s.
And let me look at his picture just before I make this statement. He has a major case of baby face.
See?
Like, it is not even funny how bad his baby face is.
There's a reason why he usually keeps a beard. He's like Haley Joel Osment. That's like the only way that they can try to look older.
Yep. So, yeah. Easily could have played.
Thackeray Binks.
Thackeray.
We're gonna get, if there is actually someone with a list that listens to this, we're gonna get so much shit.
Yeah, whatever.
No.
But yeah, I think if it was just the actors, like just the additional actors, I think I'd be down in like the mid-60s.
Damn.
Like I would not be nice, like not even a little bit. So I think if I were to average that out, I think I'm in like the mid-70s. Maybe given a couple bonus points to the Sanderson sisters, I might go up to like a 76.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm going to go 76.
Alright, next up we got character development. Which this is kind of a Max story.
Yeah, so is it really that high?
I mean, it's not. It's average. I wouldn't say it's low.
Fair enough.
But it's definitely more on the average side.
No, I mean, I guess it is nice that, like, he actually does get the girl at the end. At least they weren't just like, oh no, turns out she actually still has a boyfriend. So
yeah, and he does become a better brother to Danny. Like, their relationship does grow stronger from what it originally has. And then he also, I feel, grows a strong appreciation for Salem, which I'm not sure if the play or the synopsis explained it. He moved from California to Salem.
It did not. So good, nice job adding that.
Yeah. So I think him just appreciating his new environment a little bit helped a lot too with his growth. So he does grow very, like, a lot as a character, and you kind of get to see some of that progression, which is nice.
Yeah, I agree. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't think they make any crazy leaps where it's like, oh, suddenly like a super out of character moment. Like, everything feels within the scope of something that's happened to him in the span of this movie.
Yeah.
Like, he kind of starts off as a non-believer in, like, magic and witches and all things spooky.
Yeah.
And then grows into a believer. And it's nice to see. I really like movies like that where it's like a non-believer to a believer.
It is nice. I will absolutely agree with you on that one.
Yeah, so I appreciated the hell out of that story. Like I said, fairly average though. So
Yeah.
where would you be at?
Yeah, just because it was fairly average, I'm honestly like 75.
I might go a little bit higher to. I think I'm on the same level as like the acting score.
Okay.
So I'm going to give it a 76. All right, next up we got effects, which we can't be too harsh on because this was I don't think this had a theatrical release, right?
No, it did.
It did?
Mm-hmm.
1993. So what else came out in 1993? Okay. I'm not super upset with the kind of movies that were coming out in 1993. Like comparing like the graphics and everything.
What are we looking at?
So first one is Ninja Turtles 3.
Oh, God.
Okay, say what you will about that movie. It's not the worst. It's probably the worst of that trilogy. It's the worst of that
It's the worst Ninja Turtles movie, period.
That might be a little harsh, but I also
I
haven't
like the
seen
Michael
it in
Bay
years.
movies better than that piece of shit.
You take that back, you son of a bitch.
No, I will not, because I don't care if those were like still like the kind of costumes that they used from the first and second movie. Considering that the Jim Henson Company had gone out of business at that point, they had to go to a new studio to get the costumes for the third one, and they look like shit in my opinion. They don't look as good as the first and second one. So, and just don't get me started with the stupid ass freaking jokes in that movie with the help, I'm a turtle and I can't get up, or oh, I swallowed a fly, hope it wasn't an ancestor. It's so stupid. I hate that freaking movie. Oh my god.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. I'm sorry, dude. I hate Ninja Turtles 3. I don't know, like, yeah. I hate that movie.
Yeah, I'm looking at all the movies that came out in 1993, and none of them seem to be very good. Like, I'm leaving out the animated movies because, like, Nightmare Before Christmas came out in 1993, and like Tombstone, but that's like a Western. So I'm not really counting that. Like Demolition Man. There's not a lot.
Damn.
Addams Family Values came out in 1993.
That's actually kind of funny considering that they make an Addams Family joke in the third Ninja Turtles movie.
Yeah, so not super impressed. So I think I'm justified in saying that the effects weren't absolutely horrible. There were some that were definitely
agree.
like not super great green screen, like especially when they were flying.
Yeah, I mean, that was all wire work.
Yeah, so it's like you kind of got to give it a pass for that.
Yeah, for wire work, it's not bad. Like for 93, I think they did a good job.
Yeah, I'll say this: as far as effects go, practicality was huge in this.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like just about Billy, the zombie, like him alone was amazing.
Yeah, that looks super good. Or he looks super good.
Yeah, super freaking scary. I mean, and they didn't have, like, I think what makes this movie kind of timeless, even though it does take place like way back when, they don't have too many references or anything that's like brings us back to the 90s, other than like maybe the fashion.
Yeah, that and like the part where they're like actually like trick or treating and like you can like see some of the cars in the background, so you're like, okay, yeah, that's definitely 90s. But yeah, they never really come out and say, "Oh yeah, welcome to the 90s,"
Yeah, like
which
there's
I
nothing.
appreciated a lot.
Yeah, there's nothing that really ages this movie other than the effects, and the effects that they did have were not horrible. Like
Yeah, oh, I agree.
when Winifred's using magic and blasting the shit out of Max, like it was such a small part. Like the effects were so minimal. Like the
Yeah,
effect when Max is like after Max had drank the potion, and he just kind of has this like white aura around him, like very minimalistic. And they do show that like Winifred can like suck that in,
yeah,
but it's like I said, it's so minimal. It's hard to like judge it.
yeah. No, yeah, I absolutely agree.
The black flame looked really good. Super, like their effects were basic but effective.
Yeah. Even the freaking eye on the book, that looked really good.
Yeah, freaking practicality up the ass with that one.
Yeah.
So I don't know about you, but I'm actually putting the effects pretty high with this one.
I would agree too. Yeah.
Like, even though this is a 90s movie and like the special effects aren't up to par, I think given the time period set in like the early 90s, it's I don't think this movie had like a crazy big budget. At least I don't think they did.
I think it was like 20 million.
Yeah, so I mean it's not okay, so 28 million and then they made 45 back like worldwide.
I know with like how many like home video sales though they've had since then, it's definitely made its money back and then some.
Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, I'm pretty high. Like probably not 90s high, but I'm in like 89 range at least.
I can match that.
All right, moving on over to music. And dude, this soundtrack was bitchin'.
Oh yeah. Who doesn't love I Put a Spell on You? Like, come on. That song, that scene is just iconic.
They did not have a whole lot of songs on this.
Yeah, honestly, that's like the only one that like comes to my mind.
Yeah, so they have I Put a Spell on You, Sarah's Theme,
Oh yeah.
one called Witchcraft, one called A Saber Dance, Chants and Incantations, Divertimento number 17, and Row, Row, Row Your Boat. And that's everything that's on their soundtrack.
Wow. Damn.
So, and they have I Put a Spell on You 3 different times.
I love it.
But that's it's a good one. It's hard to say that it's not good.
Yeah, dude, seriously though.
I honestly, the only thing that I think it's missing is maybe more songs. I think what's keeping this from being a solid 10 for me is like just an amazing score and just a couple more songs to kind of get you in that witchy mood. But I Put a Spell on You is such a good song. I think that alone, and then obviously the additional songs, kind of put it at a 9 for me.
Oh, dude, yep. Won't even argue that, or don't even gonna.
It's not hard to convince you of shit.
Not with this movie. Not with this movie.
All right, next up we got costumes, and what can we say other than pure perfection?
I would honestly give this a 10.
I'm damn near willing to give it a 10.
Yeah. They're just so good.
They are, dude.
So good.
And then not even counting the Sanderson sisters, like everyone else, like it's Halloween. Like all the costumes felt like really freaking good.
Yeah, even
like,
Danny's witch costume looked really good.
Yeah. Like everyone's costume other than Max being a freaking asshole. Like being
Hey, he's a little leaguer.
Freaking dumb. But
aren't you sweet?
It's ridiculously good how like iconic the Sanderson sisters are in this. How they look.
Have you seen on TikTok there's this lady and her husband that are taking those those like giant skeletons they sell like Home Depot or some shit that are like I forget how freaking tall they are, but like they are
ridiculously tall.
Yeah, so they bought 3 of them, and they actually are dressing them up as the Sanderson sisters.
No shit.
It's so freaking cool. I'll have to send you the video. But yeah, like literally, she said the only thing that they need to work on is like adding maybe like a little bit more fabric to the skirts, and then getting wigs that are actually like weatherproof, waterproof, and like kind of fit more on the head. But yeah, they look so freaking cool.
Dude, that is epic.
Right? Oh, yeah. It's so awesome.
Yeah. So I have, like I said, no issues giving them a 10 because the Sanderson sisters have an iconic, like, silhouette. You can tell who they are based solely off the silhouette.
Absolutely.
And it's freaking awesome. Like, Winifred's big, poofy, like, hair, Mary's like pumpkin stem.
Yeah, no, that's a perfect way to explain it.
Yeah, so good, so good. And then on top of that, whoever the hell did Sarah Jessica Parker's makeup in this made her damn near unrecognizable to me. Like they did absolute perfection. So good. Like, I cannot say enough good things about their outfits. And, like, their outfits are so cool. Like, they kind of have this, like, really neat, like, regal feel about them.
What?
Sorry, you're just staring at me blankly. I thought...
Oh, sorry.
Like,
I thought, like, I was supposed to, like, say something else. I'm like, wait, what am I supposed to say?
No, they just have a really great look about them, and yeah, it's fantastic. Like these 3 are iconic in every way, like the way that they act, their outfits, everything. It is amazing. And then, Like I said, that's not even getting into Billy's outfit. Who is played, by the way, by the famous Doug Jones. Like, do you know
Remind me who Doug Jones is again?
You would not know his face.
Oh shit! Okay,
but you will know a lot of this shit.
Okay.
Okay, let me find one. He was the amphibian man in The Shape of Water.
I've never seen that movie, but okay, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, he was... trying to find one that I think you might have seen. There's one, I just need to find it. Okay, have you seen Hellboy and Hellboy 2?
I have not.
You haven't seen the original Hellboy?
Nope, never.
Shit.
It's like, well, we can't be bros anymore. Well, podcast is ended.
Shit, that's his most infamous role.
I'm sorry.
Okay. He played the Silver Surfer.
Okay, I know that.
Damn it, dude. There's a bunch that I know him from that I know you haven't seen, but he is infamous for wearing these crazy freaking outfits. This man acts behind a mask. You don't know, you would not recognize his face, but you would recognize his outfits.
Okay.
And it's insane, how much shit he's been in where he's just covered up. Have you seen Pan's Labyrinth?
No.
Damn it!
Own it. Haven't watched it.
Okay, have you seen stuff from it?
No.
You haven't. So you know nothing about Pan's Labyrinth?
Nope.
Oh, son of a bitch!
You good?
Yeah, freaking bug got on me.
Oh.
I really need to freaking seal up my window. I freaking have a wall unit in it, and it's letting bugs in, and it pisses me off. Okay, well, I thought you might have known Doug Jones, but...
Sorry to disappoint you.
Do you know anything from Hellboy?
No, not really. Just Ron Perlman as Hellboy.
Do you know his partner, Abe Sapien?
Nope.
Okay, well, Never mind
well,
then.
I'm disappointed now.
Yeah. Anyway, that's who Doug Jones is.
Oh, shit.
So yeah, freaking just iconic outfits all around. And yeah. Alright, last up we got personal scores, so I'll take this one since you're signing us off.
Okay.
I have a very... freaking bug. Sorry. Got distracted. It was climbing on my wall and I was trying to figure out what to kill it with, and then it flew off.
Oh yeah, hell no, I'd be out. I'd be out that door so fast.
Yeah, my feelings towards this movie, it's not one, at least not anymore, that I actively seek out during the Halloween season. But if someone wants to watch it, I'm totally game. And I will sit through whatever part of the movie is on. If they're in the middle of watching it, just want to start watching it. If it's near the end, middle, whatever. I'll watch it. And it's one that I highly enjoy. I think the Sanderson sisters are amazing. And like I said, iconic as all hell. They are a peak Halloween symbol in my eyes. And with that, I'm putting my personal score. I'm going to go 85. I think that's as high as I can go for that one. Don't get me wrong, love it. Love it to death. But 85. I mean, I feel 85 is still pretty high, so.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. So much that I'm gonna actually match you on this one too. God damn it, my keyboard wants to work. Yeah, so 85 for me as well. I absolutely agree with what Caleb said. This is not a movie, at least anymore, that I really seek to watch every single Halloween. But yeah, if someone is down to watch this, I'm absolute game. If this is their first time watching it, yep, I'll be there. because it's that good of a oh my jeez Louise, it's that good of a Halloween movie. The three main actresses that play the Sanderson sisters, amazing chemistry, so good together. It's just the rest of the cast that brings the movie down just a tad. But it is made up by other stuff. So yeah, 85 for me.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, with that brings us to the conclusion of this breakdown. So, the final All Bros letter grade for Hocus Pocus has come to a B.
All right. I like it.
Yeah, a very, very strong B as well.
Yeah.
It's sitting at an 85%.
Like on the dot?
On the dot. Which
Holy shit.
I doubt
awesome.
happens like ever.
Yeah, dude, seriously, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it is sitting on the exact same level as The Oath, which is funny enough is a Thanksgiving movie.
Yeah, that's funny.
But it puts it below The Lion King, the remake.
Okay.
Puts it below, so Lion King was at an 85.1, so it's like barely above. Then it is below The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, which is at an 85.37. It is below Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, which is at an 85.43. It is also below Candyman 2021, which is at an 85.56. Which is also the same as Cruella. So it is also below Cruella, which is at the exact same 85.56. But going the opposite direction, Hocus Pocus is above The Matrix Resurrections, which is at an 84.7. It is above Christopher Robin, which is at an 84.56. It is above Prey, which is at an 84.43. And it is also above Avengers Age of Ultron, which is at an 84.37.
Just kidding.
And then finally it is above Solo, A Star Wars Story, which is at an 84.21.
Not bad.
Yeah, so the margins here are tight. Like, tight. Like, Solo isn't even a full percentage away from it.
Damn.
Like, Solo,
Wow.
So the difference between Solo and Hocus Pocus is literally 0.8%.
Shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
And the difference between, like, our top B movie, which is the Force Awakens, that's like the highest B that we have so far. The difference between Hocus Pocus and the Force Awakens is also 0.8.
Wow.
So it's not even a full percentage difference, which is why we love this system. It just gives us, like, we're getting down to, like, the thousandths of a place. And I love when that happens. Like, a full percentage difference from Hocus Pocus going down would be Thor Ragnarok. So Thor Ragnarok is a full percentage lower than Hocus Pocus.
Damn.
Yeah. And then going the opposite direction, getting a full percentage, Mr. Peabody and Sherman is a full percentage above Hocus Pocus.
Okay.
But Mr. Peabody and Sherman is at a B+.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So, like I said, the margins are toit. Like, toit. But this is why I freaking love this system, dude. I love how I love when our scores can be so exact like this. Like, it just makes it so good. Like, so interesting. And I love that that we were able to figure out where this one sat. And I'm not the least bit upset about it.
No, I'm not either. Not at all. All right, well, I'd say that we'll end this episode. If you like what you heard and want to hear more, be sure to follow and subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts. We are damn near everywhere. Basically, you just found out where we are by, listening to this episode. But, we're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, RadioPublic, all that fun jazz. If you prefer to listen on YouTube, you can absolutely listen to all episodes over there. We upload them all. Wow. Let's just pretend I never said that sentence. But yeah, they're all on YouTube. If you want to follow us on social media, where you can DM us with episode ideas, answer our questions of the week. I shouldn't have even brought that up, because when was the last time we did that? I'm sorry.
It's been a long ass time, dude.
Yeah.
I'm starting to... Maybe it'd be worth trying to throw one in a TikTok.
That's not a bad idea.
I know.
Yeah, why not?
It's like, maybe.
No. So yeah, if you want to DM us with any episode idea, the answer... God damn it, I meant to not read that. Or if you would like to join us, we'd love to have anyone on. Those social media platforms are as followed: Facebook.com/The Allbros, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at The Allbros. Or if you prefer email, you can email us at theallbroschannel@gmail.com. If you want to check out our website, tinyurl.com/The Allbros. If you want to get to know us a little better, that's a really good place to check us out there. Or you can go buy our merch. We have a store on I'm really screwing this up, and I'm very sorry. We have a store at TeePublic, tpublic.com/user/The Allbros channel, where you can find most of Caleb's artwork. It's just some that unfortunately got taken down because of stupid copyright. So if there is one that you've seen that got copyrighted and you actually do want it made, head over to our website and we can help you get that done. Next week, Caleb, what are we doing next week? I forgot.
Next week, we will be doing, fingers crossed, Over the Top, with special guest Ben Bowman from the Angry Dad podcast.
Yeah, that's what it was. I'm sorry.
Which is funny because next week's his turn for the promo.
Hey! What a coincidence. But yeah, so that will do it for this week. Wow, I'm sorry. Until next time, this has been the All Bros Podcast. I am Jonathan.
And I'm Caleb.
And we will see you guys next week. I'm not even going to try to do the Mickey. I'm sorry. I'm too out of it to do it. So, see ya.
Deuces.